I would say one of the things that's been really impactful in working with Bookyourdata is they're not just a list broker where you go in and search for what you want and hope for the best, but instead their customer support is phenomenal. I'm able to target very specific things. I'm able to chat with support and add additional criteria and filters that aren't available just on the main platform. And so it's been really helpful to be able to get really high quality lists, as well as have a consistent feed of new contacts and leads that I can feed to my sales team. And so because of that, cold email and cold outreach through cold calling has been one of the most profitable lead generation approaches that we've used. And so it's been really beneficial, and I've really enjoyed working with the entire Bookyourdata team because they take great care of us, and we've been working with them for many, many years now. So my name's Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine. And as part of my role over the years, one of the things that I'm always involved in is the marketing and sales aspect. And so even though I have teams that help with that, I am typically the one that's initiating the new campaigns and working on new projects. And so that's essentially my role, is to find the best resources, find great options like Bookyourdata that allow us to contact new folks and continue to build great lead generation and ultimately more revenue. Before I started working with Bookyourdata, it was really challenging to either have a VA go out and manually scrape leads from different sites, or I had tried purchasing with really big national lead companies. Tried smaller platforms as well, and everything we bought either was lacking good information, like good data for the right contacts, or there was a really high bounce rate when we were sending cold email. And so those were big challenges that we faced when we were working with Bookyourdata. Because I didn't have a list partner that could really deliver quality contacts to us, we were never sure if we could even have consistent performance on a cold outreach campaign. We weren't sure if we were contacting the right person. And it really just frustrated me because we were paying for things that weren't performing. And on top of that, it was definitely very frustrating to the team because despite being persistent in cold calling, sending out good cold email, they just weren't getting the response rate that they needed. And so that was definitely a big challenge for us. Before choosing to work with Bookyourdata, I had tried multiple other sources, from reaching out in my network and asking for people if they had lists, using things like Info USA or Reference USA, Axiom, big platforms like that. And both from a cost standpoint, some of those platforms were not a good option, but also even when we did do small tests with them, we didn't really get great data back from them. So those are the other platforms we looked at, but ultimately made the decision to work with Bookyourdata. I would say probably the biggest thing that stands out for me in working with Bookyourdata is that the customer service is outstanding. And that makes it such a smooth experience, because if I'm searching for something that I can't find in the platform, or if I'm not even sure like what industry categories or SIC codes to use, I can immediately chat with support, and they're always available. I don't know how they staff it, but it feels like they're available 24/7 because I instantly get replies. And if there's ever an issue with the list, or if there's something that bounces, they replace everything that bounces. And typically there's only a very small amount that bounce anyway. In our experience, it's significantly less than 5%, but even that doesn't worry me because there's no arduous process of asking for credits. If I simply just say, here's how many bounced, or send a quick screenshot, they immediately credit my account. And so I've just considered them a long-term partner because they're who we use for our marketing campaigns. We recommend them for our clients who need leads for cold outreach as well. And it's the customer experience is hands down the biggest difference maker for me, as well as that's the thing that really attracts me in working with Bookyourdata long term, and why I'm still a client and have been for many years. So the customer service is amazing, and that honestly I wouldn't consider if the data wasn't excellent as well. So those two things just really make the difference for me as far as working with the Bookyourdata team and getting excellent data, and of course amazing customer service, which really helps us smoothly invest in the right contact lists and get good results as well. Honestly, in the beginning, I was a little bit nervous because I had tried other data companies before and had not had good results. But what I really liked is I was able to actually download an exact real data sample from their platform, and that helped. And then also just talking to Mark, who's on their customer support team, he answered all my questions, was able to share with me exactly how many records they had with my criteria, and so it was a very fluid, easy conversation. And so my concerns were pretty quickly relieved because, again, I was able to have real sample data, and I could tell that they really understood their database. And additionally, I was concerned about deliverability, but when they guaranteed deliverability because they would replace anything that bounced, that made a big difference for me. After I purchased my first list and we started our cold calling and cold email campaign, we started getting very consistent results. Typically, we're seeing anywhere between 3 and 5% of the people that we're reaching out to respond, which is a very excellent stat in the cold outreach space. And so within a matter of a week to 2 weeks tops, I could see that the results we were getting were consistent. And that made me certain that this was definitely the right route as far as purchasing the right data for our sales team. One of the campaigns that we ran very successfully with Bookyourdata was cold outreach to reach out to new folks who were running marketing agencies and needed content creation. And so our team of copywriters always enjoys working with agencies like that because we can help them write their SEO content, their blog content, email marketing. And so when we began some of our early campaigns with Bookyourdata and the contacts that we purchased from them, it allowed us to have 2 to 3 conversations a day with the folks that we wanted to serve. And so it made a very simple system because we can filter and track by industry very easily. We can pull, geographic area or a specific state we're targeting and implement that into our cold outreach system. And that allowed us to have consistent sales conversations, which is what we need to grow and succeed here. So that's one of the things that really worked well for us as we were working with Bookyourdata. I would say if you're considering working with Bookyourdata, it's definitely one of the easiest and most risk-free opportunities that you have because their data is excellent, it delivers well, their contact information is accurate, and if there's any challenges or issues, the Bookyourdata team is going to step in and help right away. They have multiple flexible options as well for those that need to purchase large amounts of data every month. They have really affordable monthly plans, as well as there's really a very, very low minimum if you want to give them a try with just a few hundred records as well. So if you're considering working with them, I would definitely encourage you to do so. I've had nothing but a positive experience in an industry that honestly there's some other challenges if you're not sure if you're working with a quality list vendor. And so I definitely encourage you to work with them. They're very flexible. They have a lot of great options, and their customer service, as I've mentioned, is outstanding. So they're going to be able to guide you and take care of you no matter what you run into.